And just real quickly, there was a study that came out of Israel about natural immunity. And basically the headline was that natural immunity provides a lot of protection, even better than the vaccines alone. What are people to make of that? So as we talk about vaccine mandates, I get calls all the time. People say, I've already had COVID. I'm protected. And now the study says maybe even more protected than the vaccine alone. Should they also get the vaccine? How do you make the case to them?
You know, that's a really good point, Sanjay. I don't have a really firm answer for you on that. That's something that we're going to have to discuss regarding the durability of the response. The one thing the paper from Israel didn't tell you is whether or not, as high as the protection is with natural infection, what's the durability compared to the durability of a vaccine. So it is conceivable that you got infected, you're protected, but you may not be protected for an indefinite period of time. So I think that is something that we need to sit down and discuss seriously, because you very appropriately pointed out it is an issue, and there could be an argument for saying what you said.
And where are we on kids below the age of?
You know, that's a really good point, Sanjay. I don't have a really firm answer for you on that. That's something that we're going to have to discuss regarding the durability of the response. I don't have a really firm answer for you on that. So I think that is something that we need to sit down and discuss seriously, because you very appropriately pointed out it is an issue, and there could be an argument for saying what you said. So I think that is something that we need to sit down and discuss seriously, because you very appropriately pointed out it is an issue, and there could be an argument for saying what you said.
Thanks for being here, folks. Sorry about the technical difficulties on the first stream. I got the mic working. I apologize for that. So we have to talk about the cover-up, the fact-check cover-up, the Fauci video cover-up. We live in 1984 world where if you find a clip of Fauci that they don't like or an old one, they have to make some sort of fake argument about it. So I just wanted to play that clip at the beginning because that's a recent Fauci clip. Okay, I'm not talking about the one they covered up right now. I'm talking about that one, mainstream stuff. Anderson Cooper, Sanjay Gupta, Dr. Fauci within the last year. I believe that's around September 2021, definitely from 2021. Where they're talking about natural immunity with COVID, okay? Not that old video. So there is actually a conversation to be had about it. I know they're trying so hard to control the narrative, but this is a quote from that video. I will play it again. Fauci said, I don't have a really firm answer for you on that. That's something that we're going to have to discuss regarding the durability of the response. And he also said, I think that is something that we need to sit down and discuss seriously. So Fauci believes, even now, I'm not talking about the flu, we're talking about COVID. He believes that we do need to sit down and discuss that Israeli study. I'm sure he has at this point. I never told people to or to not get the vaccine. I'm not out here selling vaccines or telling people not to. That's not what I do. I'm not calling the flu COVID. That's a lie. That's another cover up by Facebook just to try to control the narrative of the situation. But I wanted to start with that video because that is a video I included in my clip of Dr. Fauci talking about the flu and natural immunity. We just want to talk about stuff, right? We live in a world where it's like, hey, I found an old video, Tucker Carlson, an old video, Fauci, one from 2021, and let's have a conversation. But you can't have a conversation about it. They're trying to control the narrative and try to act as if I'm saying that flu is COVID. I'm not saying the flu is COVID. I don't say that on my channel. However, weirdly enough, Bill Gates does say that. Let's get to the clips of him saying that, or at least the articles of it. And then let's look at the fact check that they're trying to cover up the older Fauci video of him talking about natural immunity and the flu. Let's check it out. So these are just mainstream headlines. This is Forbes. Bill Gates believes COVID-19 may eventually be treated like the seasonal flu. Here's what that means. I'm not saying that COVID's the flu. I don't talk like this, but this is Bill Gates, CNBC, mainstream stuff. Bill Gates, once the Omicron variant passes, COVID will be more like the seasonal flu. So weirdly enough, it's actually Bill Gates that's talking like that. It's not me, but they don't care about that. But here's the big cover up, lead stories. They got to just censor everybody's video and put their stupid fact check on it. Fact check, flu and COVID-19 are not identical illnesses, so vaccine recommendations vary. I never said one time that flu and COVID are identical illnesses. So why the hell would this stupid article from Lead Stories be over my video? Are the flu and COVID identical illness? Nobody said they were, bro. Or if they did, I have nothing to do with it. So I don't really care. So why does this propagandist, why does these fraudulent companies that don't even care? I never said that in my video. So why would this giant fact checker be over my thing like fact check, flu and the COVID are not the same? I never said they were the same. All we were saying was, isn't it interesting that we found an older video of Dr. Anthony Fauci talking about natural immunity. Yes, we understand the flu and the flu vaccine are different from COVID and the COVID vaccine, but are we not allowed to play that clip? Do we live in 1984 world where we're not even allowed to share things? Book burning, don't look there, don't see that. I mean, I got penalized in 2020, and so did a lot of people for sharing a clip of Anthony Fauci from 2020 talking about masks. I mean, you can't even agree with these people. It's like, God forbid you post a clip of him, saying something. It's like, well, he thinks differently now. Okay. So am I not allowed to play this clip? Is this clip going to be banished from the internet? Let's see.
Our data from the CDC today suggests, that vaccinated people do not carry the virus, don't get sick, and that it's not just in the clinical trials, but it's also in real world data.
She was totally wrong about that. But the crazy part is if you were right about that when she was wrong about that, whether she had bad data or she's too optimistic, whatever her excuse is, you can't challenge these people in this world. It's like, oh my goodness, and it's the same thing with this. It's like they're trying to act like you can't share an old video of Dr. Fauci talking about the flu. I'm not out here saying that flu and COVID are identical. So why the hell would you cover up my video with that fake fact check or that straw man argument that I never said? And if you really want to talk about Fauci, natural immunity, and COVID, right? Don't talk about that. I want to talk about Fauci, natural immunity, and COVID, not the flu. Here, once again, I'm going to play it again so everybody can see that's new to the channel. Here's Dr. Anthony Fauci within the last year on CNN. You can't get more mainstream than this, talking about a giant natural immunity study out of Israel that Fauci once again says there is a conversation to be had. So why does lead stories get to cover up this situation? And I've reached out to fact checkers before from Facebook, and they're like, Facebook doesn't care. Facebook's like, oh, it's not us doing it, it's a fact checker. So then I email the fact checker, and they're like, who cares if we do it? I care because I'm better than you, okay? At news analysis, I'm not saying I'm like a better person. I mean, I probably am if you're this big of a degenerate, covering up liberty and freedom in America. But I don't want you little people, this is what you need to think. It's like, cool, wow, big cover up. Why don't you have a debate or a conversation on a podcast with me and we could talk about all this stuff instead of you getting to socially engineer society and act like there is no conversation to be had because that's an old video. Don't look there. Oh, let's not look at the past. Okay, let's look at within the last year then. Here's that video. Are you going to cover this up next? Let's see.
And just real quickly, there was a study that came out of Israel about natural immunity. And basically the headline was that natural immunity provides a lot of protection, even better than the vaccines alone. What are people to make of that? So as we talk about vaccine mandates, I get calls all the time. People say, I've already had COVID, I'm protected. And now the study says maybe even more protected than the vaccine alone. Should they also get the vaccine? How do you make the case to them?
That's a really good point, Sanjay. I don't have a really firm answer for you on that. That's something that we're going to have to discuss regarding the durability of the response. The one thing the paper from Israel didn't tell you is whether or not as high as the protection is with natural infection, what's the durability compared to the durability of a vaccine. So it is conceivable that you got infected, you're protected, but you may not be protected for an indefinite period of time. So I think that is something that we need to sit down and discuss seriously, because you very appropriately pointed out it is an issue and there could be an argument for saying what you said.
And where are we on kids below the age of
20? That's a really good point, Sanjay. I don't have a really firm answer for you on that. That's something that we're going to have to discuss regarding the durability of the response. I don't have a really firm answer for you on that. So I think that is something that we need to sit down and discuss seriously, because you very appropriately pointed out it is an issue and there could be an argument for saying what you said. So I think that is something that we need to sit down and discuss seriously, because you very appropriately pointed out it is an issue and there could be an argument for saying what you said.
I think that is something we have to sit down and discuss seriously. He said that within the last year, okay, about natural immunity, the Israeli study. So I understand who you guys are. I understand you're evil. I understand that you just want to force everybody to get this product against their will, whether they like it or not. I understand that an old video of Fauci talking about a different illness isn't convenient for your narrative. I understand that recent videos of Fauci from the last 2 years aren't convenient, so you cover them up. I understand that you can't have a conversation. I understand that you're like a dictator, that you want to censor. You want to be the evil guy from every sci-fi movie. I understand that you don't believe in free speech. I understand that you hate my country. I understand that you're dumber than the people who wrote the Constitution. So you're trying to brainwash people into thinking they're so evil and you're so good. I understand where you're coming from, but this is where I'm coming from. Stop covering stuff up. Stop censoring me. Stop putting a stupid fake fact check with a straw man argument over my video when time and time and time again, I never said the flu was COVID. I never said COVID was the flu. I never said they're the same. I never said the vaccines are the same because I don't think they are. I never said your recommendations were the same. I never said anything that you said in your fact check in my video. I don't say it. What I do is play old clips, new clips. We piece it together. We have conversations. I get it. You hate conversations. You hate free speech. You hate a free society. You hate liberty. You know, I get who you are, but this is who I am. So you guys got to back off a little bit, or else I'm going to use my platform to speak my mind because you guys have already been wrong. Hold on. Here's Washington Post admitting the media's big mistake on the COVID-19 lab leak theory. So for over a year, you guys on Facebook and others were covering up the lab leak theory, and even Washington Post admits you were wrong. Politico says Facebook no longer treats man-made COVID as a crackpot idea. But guess what they did do? Socially engineered society. When I had a video with 10 million views, they deleted it. Why? Was there false information in my video? No, there's not. I would love to sit in a court of reason or a court of common sense or an honest court where they had no bias. And I could sit down with Facebook. I don't want to go to court with Facebook. I'm just saying I would love to sit down in a room where there's like fairness and say, hey, can you tell me what was fake in my video? What was the false information in the video that you deleted that had 10 million views? Oh, you don't even know. Do you know? Oh, no. All you can do is put the straw man argument. Well, the flu is not COVID. I don't say the flu is COVID. In my man-made video, I never said COVID was man-made. I didn't know. How do I know? What I did is I put together and I pieced together real journalism, which you guys are covering up like a psycho communist authoritarian dictator, covering up my information. I said, hey, I don't know if COVID's man-made. I don't know if it's not man-made. I don't know if it's natural, but here's what I do know. Here's what I know about man-made viruses. Here's Bill Gates talking about bioterrorism being a threat. Here's this, here's that, here's this, and here's that. And that's all I know. And that's the information. You couldn't do it. If we ever had to go sit in a court of common sense and you had to say, okay, we deleted this video. Why? What was wrong in my video? What was the fake information that was false? There was none, because I cite my videos 40 times. I'm way more accurate than Rachel Maddow and people on television. I really do a good job. I cite Reuters. Oh, you want to talk about Reuters? Let's look at this Reuters information. I know you're going to probably try to cover this up too, aren't you? Hold on. Here's Reuters from, what is that? Oh, 2022, within the last couple of months. Prior COVID infection more protected than vaccinated study during Delta surge, a U.S. study. What is that, like Tennessee or Oh, no, it's actually California and New York. Weird. You guys are covering that up too, aren't you? Let's see. Reuters said people who had previously been infected, this is in January, folks, 2 months ago. People who had previously been infected with COVID-19 were better protected against the Delta variant than those who were vaccinated alone, suggesting that natural immunity was a more potent shield than vaccines against the variant, California and New York health officials reported on Wednesday. To be fair, they said protection against Delta was highest, however, among people who were both vaccinated and survived a previous COVID infection. So I wasn't telling people not to get vaccinated. I wasn't saying that there wasn't a difference, but what I was saying is the gap of like, they're even admitting once again, I mean, just read the headline. They're admitting a prior COVID infection is more protected than a vaccination. I didn't say that. I don't make this stuff up, okay? That's a California and a New York study that's in Reuters. But during the Delta surge, if you were to say what Reuters admits and what California and New York health officials admit now, if you were to say that during the Delta surge and make a video about it using that headline, you probably would have been deleted and censored. Why? Are these people honest? Are they accurate? Are they interested in science? No, they are cover-up operatives, PR team, scum, anti-liberty, anti-free speech, anti-science, anti-competition, anti-innovation, critical thinking, anti-debate. They're not pro any of this stuff. They're horrible, wicked people who cover up the truth. They cover up the lab leak theory for a year. Why? Because they're trying to protect you? No, probably because it's not good for them. So why even talk about it? They covered up natural immunity for a long time. Why? Is it because they never knew about it? No, that's the point of showing the old video. Not to say that COVID and the flu are exactly the same. That's not the point of showing the old Fauci video. The point is to say that natural immunity is not some sort of right-wing conspiracy theory. And if you think I'm joking, Google right-wing conspiracy theory, natural immunity, and you'll find mainstream articles suggesting as if natural immunity has never existed. Like you don't even have an immune system. I mean, these people are sick. I'm not telling people what medical routine to do. I'm not telling them what vaccinations to get. You're doing that. You're the one kicking Kyrie Irving out of a freaking basketball game because he won't get 2 or 3 Pfizer injections. You're the one doing that. So, you're so forceful with your ideas. You lie constantly. You cover up people's true information. I mean, find the video that they're trying to cover up and ask yourself, what did I do wrong? I shared an old video of Fauci that they don't want to be shared. And they're the dictators. They're the book burners. They are working hand in hand with the Biden administration. So what they're doing is covering up things that go against their agenda. So if Dr. Anthony Fauci tells people in 2020, hey, about the masks, I'm not going to repeat it because I've got fact checked so many times from Facebook for doing this, but there's a video of him talking about masks during a pandemic. Well, don't share that because he thinks differently now. Don't share this, don't share that, don't share this. Okay, just burn all the books then. Okay, burn the books. We get it. You win. You are the overlords of society. Okay, we get it. You don't believe in God. You believe in yourself and you just want to censor everybody. Just admit it. Just admit it. Don't act like you're liberal and you're spreading democracy in Russia and Ukraine. Just admit it. You're the tyrant. You're the authoritarian. You're the dictator and you just burn books. Okay. I mean, you could buy literally Communist Manifesto, Mein Kampf on Amazon right now because people have always known in liberal societies, like, yeah, you shouldn't burn books. That's what the dictators do. That's what the tyrants do. But that's not you guys. We get it. You are the authoritarian. You are the tyrant. Just burn the books. Okay. Burn the old videos of Dr. Anthony Fauci. We get it. Burn them. Burn them. Facebook. Burn them. Lead stories. We know who you are. You're not the good guy. Burn this video while you're at it because I know you hate it.
Our data from the CDC today suggests, that vaccinated people do not carry the virus, don't get sick, and that it's not just in the clinical trials, but it's also in real world data.
Burn that video too while you're at it. Here's Color Communism and Common Sense. Burn that. I know you want to burn this book. I know this is hate speech. So I know if I quoted this book, it would be racist, sexist, xenophobic, anti-Semite, conspiracy theory, anti-vaxxer, homophobe. I know it's got everything in it, even though it doesn't even talk about race really. It's like, I'm sure you would just find a way to cover up the Bible too if you're not doing it already. It's like, we get it. We know who you are, but don't act like you're some sort of scientific overlord. I'm now being punished, and it's not exclusive to me. A lot of people on Facebook are now being punished, covered up, getting, notifications. Every time I log in, they're like, we might delete your account. I get it. Burn the books. Just be it. Just go ahead. Stop acting like you're some sort of hero to humanity. Just be like, I'm a scumbag. I'm an authoritarian. I'm a dictator. Just do it. Go ahead. Burn the books. Burn the Fauci videos. Burn the one of him 2020 talking about masks. Burn the Leanna Wen video of her talking about, cloth masks. Burn the Fauci video talking about natural immunity and the flu. And while you're at it, you might want to burn this video too, because he's not talking about the flu vaccine. He's not talking about COVID with the flu, or he's not talking about, flu with natural immunity. He's talking about COVID and natural immunity in the Israeli study. So while you're at it, here's a new video to burn. I'm gonna play it one more time because I want to go get a drink. You guys make me thirsty, and not thirsty like, oh, I'm on the hunt for women and I'm thirsty for attention. No, I'm thirsty for freedom and liberty. I'm tired of you losers.
And just real quickly, there was a study that came out of Israel about natural immunity. And basically the headline was that natural immunity provides a lot of protection, even better than the vaccines alone. What are people to make of that? So as we talk about vaccine mandates, I get calls all the time. People say, I've already had COVID. I'm protected. And now the study says maybe even more protected than the vaccine alone. Should they also get the vaccine? How do you make the case to them?
That's a really good point, Sanjay. I don't have a really firm answer for you on that.
Oh, come on, Fauci. You have a firm answer. Fact check. Fauci was just playing opposite day. Fact check. Fauci has the firmest answer ever. The science is settled. Fauci is climate change. Fauci is the sun. Fauci is the moon. Fauci is the stars. Fauci is the Big Dipper. Fauci is the Small Dipper. He has the answers. Don't listen to him. Don't post the old videos. He's firm. He's firm in his belief. He knows everything. He's natural immunity. I love Anthony Fauci. I mean, I am so ashamed of having an immune system. I wish I had a Fauci system. Let's rename the immune system the Fauci system, but let's rename the vaccine the Fauci vaccine, and let's just get it all. Let's just do it. It's like, my gosh, if you don't do that, they're doing these dumb fact checks. Fact check, the COVID's not the flu. No one said, I didn't say it was the flu, and I don't care what other people say. I'm not them. I don't need to take the blame for what other people said, okay? Oh, who's the one out here saying that the flu is going to be treated like COVID? Is that me or is that Bill Gates? Let's check again. Oh, it's actually Bill Gates trending in mainstream headlines. He's saying, oh, COVID-19 maybe eventually be treated like the seasonal flu. Oh, if we're going to fact check Bill Gates, you should fact check his big gut. Oh, I'm so healthy. I'm so strong. Oh, eat Beyond Meat or whatever he wants you to eat. It's like, yeah, oh yeah. And then lead stories like fact check. I'm going to cover up anomalies video. The flu is, and COVID are not identical illnesses. I didn't say they were identical illnesses, and neither did Bill Gates, for the record, but he's, it's like a thought crime to say that they're even similar, but that's what Bill Gates is doing. It's like, I'm not saying they're the same. They're clearly not, but why do I need these stupid morons? It's so frustrating because it's like, get me anybody at Lead Stories. Okay. Debate me. You're so smart. I want to know, who are you? Who is the person covering up my video? You must be a genius. You must be like, Albert Einstein reincarnate. You're better than Watson and Crick. You're better than Carrie Mullis. You must be like a group of Faucis. Maybe you guys clone Faucis and you got a bunch of Fauci clones running around with computers, censor people. Who are you? Who gets the authority to overlay my video with their bullshit when my video is not inaccurate, when I'm not saying those things, when they're making up? Who are these people? When I used to have a contact at Facebook, they don't give a shit about me anymore. Hey, Facebook, thank you. I appreciate the platform. I'm very grateful for you. You're welcome for however much money I made you. I don't know, 600, 700 million views. You treat me like a dirt, because you got like Democrat operatives running the show over there. So, I don't matter to you or whatever. It's not like we haven't had a great relationship. I appreciate you. I'm glad that I got so many views. I'm glad that I've reached so many people. I'm glad that so many people are jealous because, their stupid opinions can't thrive in a free market or whatever. But it's like, who's doing this to me? When I used to have a connection at Facebook, I don't, because they don't give a shit about me anymore. I would email them and be like, hey, what's up with this fact check? I would prove to them I had a human at Facebook. I would prove to them, I'd say, hey, this fact check's totally inaccurate. They're claiming I said something I never said, and it's really frustrating. You're penalizing my account at certain times. They're taking monetization away, and I'm like, you're not right about this. I'm proving this to you. You could see this. I know you're not stupid. So it's like, I know that I know that and they're like, it's not us. That's what Facebook used to say. We're not doing it. I'm like, you don't control your own platform. It's just some random person. What did they like hack your platform? Of course not. You control it. Oh no, it's not us. Go email them. So I would email the fact checker and say, hey, you're straw manning and libeling and defaming me on my own page, making up a false narrative that I never said. I never said COVID was the flu. So why would you put that over my video? Maybe it's a mistake you made. And they're so smug at these fact checkers. They don't even care. They're like, I mean, it's not that bad. We said partially false. I don't care what you said, loser. I don't care what you said. I don't care what you think. I get it. You're some degenerate weirdo who just gets paid like minimal salary to be like, 1984 Big Brother. I bet you love it. It's like, have a conversation with me. Stop covering this shit up. Stop censoring. It's really annoying. I got 1.7 million people on Facebook and I can't even reach anybody. I used to have 7,000 people on my live streams. Now I could barely get like 1,500 when 2,500 was small. And I'm not even complaining. I get it. Like, people are leaving Facebook because Facebook hates everybody on their platform. It's like, boomers are your greatest customers because you lost all the millennials and you treat the boomers like garbage. You hate on them. You kick them off. It's like people can't even use your service. So now they're going to TikTok. Luckily, you on Instagram, that's the smartest thing you do in the meta stuff because you've killed your own brand on Facebook. It's like, I appreciate it. I've been grateful for it. And you just treat me like dirt and all my followers like dirt all the time. So now they're going over to China. They're going over to TikTok. They're going over to, different platforms. They're thriving, Twitch, etc. You guys have lost major real estate on all these things because you treat your own supporters like garbage. Even YouTube has better customer service. And I've made more on Facebook than YouTube. So I'm more loyal to Facebook. I mean, they've been better for me, at least. I don't have a huge following on YouTube, but pretty big, and YouTube has better customer service. Facebook has like no customer service. I don't know what they think they're doing, but it's like allowing these like little sneaks to do these fake fact checks. You guys are just liars. Okay. So that's all I'm here to say. I'm not here to complain. I get it. Luckily I've built on other platforms and I'm utilizing like the short minute videos on TikTok, Instagram, etc. I'm on Gab, I'm on BitChute, I'm on Rumble. You know what I'm saying? I'm spreading it. Then I'm on Spotify, I'm on Apple. I got a podcast now. So I'm spreading my metaphorical seed all over the place because I just want this information to get out here and I'm tired of you guys. But I just wanted to make this video to set the facts straight. Let's clear it all up and then I'm going to take off. Okay, first of all, I never said COVID was the flu. So get the stupid fact check off my thing. I never said that. That's a straw man argument. Maybe someone else said it. Maybe you thought it in your head. I don't know. It's not my business. Get it off my page. So I never said that COVID was the flu. You're covering up the old Anthony Fauci video of him talking about natural immunity with the flu. not that many people, I'm sure there's somebody saying it, but not that many people are saying COVID's the flu's COVID. The point of that video is showing that Anthony Fauci knows about natural immunity. That's all people are trying to say, or at least me. I can't speak for everybody. Okay, so now let's move forward and we'll talk about, well, that's the flu. Yeah, we get it. It's an old video. I just showed you the new video of him talking about natural immunity, the Israeli study, etc. recently. It's in Reuters. It's in California health officials. It's in New York. This is mainstream stuff now that natural immunity is real. I'm not telling people to get vaccinated. I'm not telling people not to get vaccinated. I'm not your life coach. I'm not your health instructor. I don't decide what goes in your mouth or goes into your arm. Okay, I don't take myself that seriously. I mean, I think I'm a good influence, and I think I have good information, but I mean, there's a lot of people that don't listen to me. You know, I'm in control of my life, my body. I have a right to say that I don't want a mask on my face or I don't want an injection in my arm. That's how I feel. I'm not a slave. I'm not a prisoner. I know you guys want to treat me like a slave. I know Facebook thinks I'm a slave. I know Democrats think I'm a slave. I know, Big Pharma thinks I'm a slave, but I'm not. So, especially when you look like Bill Gates, no offense, it's like, at least if you're like a bodybuilder or something telling me, it's like, well, I respect him because he takes care of himself better than I take care of myself. So I should listen to him. But if you don't even take care of yourself, I'm sorry, you're not injecting your whole life into my ideology. You're not kicking me out of restaurants. I'm not a prisoner. I'm not an animal. I'm not a slave. But in general, I don't tell people. I'm not the ones pushing people to do this or that. I'm just showing the information and saying, you're trying to cover up an old Anthony Fauci video. You're trying to cover up natural immunity. That's what's going on. You guys are the book burners. Stop acting like the good guys. You're not liberal. The Republican Party is a liberal party. They're somewhat conservative, somewhat liberal. The Democratic Party is an authoritarian party. They're not liberal. Look up liberal in the dictionary. It means to accept other people's ideas, to respect other ideas different from your own, beliefs other than your own. That's what a liberal is. Liberals are not liberal. They're full-blown authoritarians. Republicans are liberal. They respect other ideas, not Democrats anymore. So just stop with the bullshit, okay? Just be honest. Say, we're scumbags. We're authoritarians. We're book burners. We don't believe in God. We don't believe in liberty. We don't like the Constitution. We don't like America. Just be honest about it. And I'll say, okay, I get it. I get who you are. That's the world I live in. I have to adapt. Use Gab, use BitChute, use Rumble. You know what I'm saying? Get on alternative platforms, do my own thing, build my own business. I'm okay with it. But stop acting like you're fact checking. You're not fact checking. You're not fact checking by using a straw man argument, essentially somewhat libeling me off of something I never even said and acting like I said that. You're not fact checking. You are a cover up PR team, 1984 Orwellian authoritarian who are completely intolerant to other ideas. So anytime any video that you don't like, you just burn it. Oh, here's a book we don't like, let's burn it. Here's a video we don't like, let's burn it. Here's a video, here's a perspective we don't like, let's burn it. Here's a Fauci video we don't like, let's burn it. He said that, but burn it. Why even allow it to be seen? We want to make sure everybody thinks the way we think. So if you see that video, you have to think this way. That's who you are. Just grasp it. Be like, we are dictators. We are the new Genghis Khan. We are the new Stalin. We are the new, just embrace it. Be like, that's who we are. You're not liberals. You're not Democrat. Nothing you do makes any sense. Okay. There's reports that people are talking about companies at Disney and Saudi Arabia. And I don't want to speak on stuff I don't know, so I don't want to confirm it, but this is like liberal ideology. They don't believe in we're so mad at Ron DeSantis and the Don't Say Gay bill. But then these same corporations that cry about that, they go and work in Muslim countries that have a way stricter policy on LGBT. Guess why? Because they don't believe anything they say. It's all a hoax. It's all a lie. Their social ideology isn't, we are against cultures that are against gay. No, they just hate you. They hate you. They hate your country, they hate your skin color, they hate your ideology, they hate your religion, they just hate you. Okay, if you're conservative, it doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian, Jewish, they don't like you. Okay, that's their ideology. It's not like we have this really intense plan to save the LGBTs. No, they don't. They just hate America. They hate Ron DeSantis, but they'll go take their company over to a foreign country and do it where there's really strict crimes enforcement for being homosexual. They have no problem doing business over there. They have no problem going to communist countries. They don't believe anything they say. The only Overton or the only Venn diagram of things that seem to add up is they just don't like you. So anything you do, they'll do the opposite. They will do anything with the kids' schools. They will go as far as they possibly can and then take their business over to a foreign country who's 20 times more conservative than you, just to show you how much they don't like us. So we get what you're doing. Just embrace it. You know, you're not good. You're not a good person. You're not a fact checker. You're not the moral beacon of society. You're not a liberal. You're not making sure science that you are the book burners. You are destroying innovation. You are destroying science. You are destroying debate and conversation. Conversation, debate, innovation. That's science. How do you think Kary Mullis created the PCR test? Innovation. He didn't go along with the consensus of the science community. He went against it. How did Watson and Crick discover DNA? They didn't just listen to everybody else. They did their own thing. That's why America's been so great for so long, because of our Constitution, because of our freedom. We've been the envy of the world. Yeah, there's been some rough patches. There have been some bad ideas, but that's called freedom, baby. We figure it out socially, politically. Now Facebook, just admit it. You're not liberal. You're not American. You're not free speech. You're not a patriot. You don't like humans. We know what you're, just be honest about it. That's all I'm asking. Say, we're scumbags. We're your overlords. We identify with the evil people in the big tech movies. We are the wicked villain of 1984. And that's just who we are. Bow down for us, peasants. Fauci's your new lord and big pharma. Just be honest about it. That's all I ask. Then I'll be like, okay, those are scumbags, but at least they're self-aware. This idea, we are the moral beacon of society. Fact check. You're not fact checking shit. Shut up. Stop lying, okay? And as long as I have a voice, and as long as I have a platform, I'm going to call out you liars, because nothing you said on my video, you're just making up your own little hallucination argument. I get it. You don't respect people enough to watch an Anthony Fauci video from the past or the present and think for themselves. You don't want anybody to think for themselves. You want to be the mind controllers of society. You want to lock people out of restaurants. You want to kick black people out of sports leagues because they won't get an mRNA injection. That's who you are. Just embrace it. You're not a liberal. You're not a free speech activist. You're not an environmentalist. You are a psychotic, authoritarian overlord out of a sci-fi horror movie. That's just who you are. Just embrace it. Enjoy it. Okay? Enjoy it. Put up a rainbow flag and enjoy it. You know, throw up a black fist and enjoy it. Whatever you have to do to lie to yourself to tell you that you're the good guy in the situation, enjoy it. But just, you're not, okay? So let's just be honest. If you want to have a conversation about the flu and the COVID and Fauci videos, I'm here. I got a podcast. I got a channel. I got 700 million views. You're not going to stop me. So if it's not here, I'll build my own business. I'll build my own network. I'll do whatever I have to do, because I'm not bowing down to your tyranny. But in general, that's just who you are. So you have the mindset of a slave master, right? You got to control everybody. You love black people until they think too much and they don't hate themselves and they love America. Then all of a sudden you hate that person. You despise Candace Owens and Thomas Sowell and Clarence Thomas. Like, you hate these people. We get it. You love black people as long as they listen to you. But at the second that they don't, my gosh, you just don't. You've never seen such a hate that they have. It's like, get back to thinking like us. You want to kick people out of restaurants. You want to close down schools. You want to lock down. You want to force people to get medicine that we don't have liability for. Like, that's who you are. Embrace it. You're horrible. You're horrible. Take the worst people in the conservative party that I don't even like. You're worse than them. You're horrible. You're some of the most evil people on the planet. You're deceitful, disgusting, degenerates. Just embrace it, okay? But stop with this bullshit like you're saving the facts or saving the science or you're not doing shit. You're the evil, wicked, disgusting, degenerate, authoritarian psychos that are ruining society in every country. Just be honest. That's all I ask, okay? Because just play your role and I'll play mine, because I'm tired of this little passive aggressive, oh no, we're trying to be not. You're trying to be nice. You guys are nasty. Okay, go to the South. Hey, you want some home cooking? They're a lot nicer than you are. You guys are not nice at all. So that's what it is, folks. God bless you. Just want to let you know I have a new song out Friday and a video. It's called Ukraine Flag in the Bio. I'm taking my talents to South Beach. No, I'm just kidding. I just got inspired to make a song. So I got a music video. I'm making it myself. I own all my own music. No one can control me. I'm not trying to kick Joe Rogan off Spotify and be a dictator with my talent. I'm just trying to, raise the vibes. And I just want to end on this note. When it comes to all this stuff they're doing, Facebook, YouTube, etc., like, oh, you're not allowed to question forced masking. You're not allowed to question lockdowns. You're not allowed to question injections. You're not allowed to post Fauci videos. You're not allowed to disagree with us. You're not allowed to like Trump. You're not allowed to talk to Trump. We're going to ban your podcast for talking to Trump. I mean, you guys are psychopaths. You guys are kicking the opposition leader off of a Spotify, a YouTube. The Nelk boys can't even talk to Donald Trump. That's who you guys are, that big of dictators now that you can't even allow the opposition leader to speak. go to hell. You guys are such scumbags. But in general, with all of this stuff, I just want to let you guys know, I don't care if you censor this. I don't care what you do. I just want to let you know how many millions of people you're hurting. Because when you lock down, when you force masks, there are mental, physical, psychological impacts of that. Everybody knows that. Fauci admitted it recently. They're not trying to study it that hard because it's not a vaccine and they can't sell it. So they're not really interested in studying it. But I'm telling you to your face, you've hurt millions of people physically, mentally, psychologically, because for every pro, there's a con. And when you do something so drastic as to close down beaches and sports and gyms and family gatherings, there's going to be a negative cost along with the positive one. And the negative one's huge. And that's not something that Fauci's really interested in studying, because if you really studied it to the full extent, you'd see how many people you killed and how many people you hurt and how many people's muscles that got damaged and how many people who got fatter, how many children that got fatter, how much heart disease and obesity that's going to cause down the road. So you don't want to think about that, but I'm going to make you think about that now, whether you want to or not, because if you want to censor this video, you got to at least watch it. And I'm letting you know to your face, you are a horrible, sick person who has hurt millions of people on this planet with all of your restrictive policies. I don't care if you want to run around and act like you helped a lot of people. You're entitled to that perspective. You're entitled to the study that said what it was able to stop and what it was able to help. Why don't you do a study on all the childhood obesity, what that's going to lead to, all the excess deaths of alcohol? It's coming out in the New York Times now, alcohol deaths, elderly people losing their access to society. Do you know how many people's muscles got weaker, bones got weaker, how many thousands upon tens of thousands of elderly people probably fell because they lost their schedule and stuff? You hurt so many people, okay? So all I have is the First Amendment to tell you this, how horrible you are. And if you're going to censor this video, I at least hope that you hear that so you can hear the truth for once in your life, not through your little fake boss or your little fake NGO or whoever people are working with. You know, you can hear the truth. And I hope that you hear it, you feel it, and you get on the side of the light, because this darkness, wicked, censorship agenda is hurting so many people. It's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt your family. It's going to hurt people for you guys got to chill out. You guys are ruining one of the greatest countries ever created. You guys are ruining one of the greatest texts protecting speech, debate, innovation. I'm not a communist. I'm not an authoritarian. I'm not a fascist. I don't believe that breeds creativity. I believe in, call me naive, but I do believe in not total freedom, like everybody can do whatever they want. I think biblical principles are good. Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, wicked stuff like that should be outlawed and handled. But as far as like science and math, you can't put restrictions on this stuff. The second that you start restricting science, restricting videos, restricting information, you are the book burners. You're socially engineering society to be less intelligent, to think less outside the box, to be less creative. And that's how great things are created. America has been leading the world in innovation, I believe, because of our Constitution. You could have a disagreement with me, but I found through my research and through my studies that when you allow people to speak, to disagree with the government, to disagree with the corporations, and have conversations that might disagree with Pfizer and Moderna, that's when you get the innovation. That's when you get the greatest people competing. It would be like a sports league where the best are playing the best, and then you make it so they can't play anymore. And it's like now you're beating like a preschool team. Yeah, you win by 50, but you're not challenging yourself. Challenging people's ideas, social, political, racial. That's how the best ideas win. Yeah, there's going to be some ugly ones like yours. Yours is like the ugliest one. That's why you need all the protection and the censorship, because you got the worst ideas. So the worst ideas don't thrive in a free society. So we can't have a free society now, can we? Lockdowns, force this, force that. That's the only way your ideas can thrive. Obese models. I don't care how big people are, but on one hand, you're locking people in their house, telling them that that's healthy for them. And then you're promoting obese models as childhood obesity is rising and saying that if anybody questions your agenda, they're a hateful, homophobic, anti-vaxxer or something. It's like, what are you doing? Wake up, liberals. Wake up, leftists. What are you doing? What do you think you're doing? I know the top of the pyramid probably know exactly what they're doing, but like, what are you guys doing on the lower scale? Like, I'm just going to cover this up. And you're not the good guy. I'm here to tell you, you're not good. You're not helpful. You're not saving society. You are ruining it. You're ruining what makes society great. You should be allowed to be 700 pounds, but you shouldn't be allowed to cover up the opposition, like lock you in your house, take away your gym, take away your spa, take away your sports, take away your life, take away your family gathering, and you're not even allowed to debate it. Then we must be slaves then, okay, folks? That's why I go so hard in the paint. I'm not a slave. I'm not a serf. I'm not a peasant. I'm not a lab rat. I haven't given up yet, okay? And if I am, I'm going out like this. I'm not accepting my life as a slave when I got to live somewhat free for like 20, 30 years. I'm not a slave. So I must be, if that's what we're doing, they're going to lock me in my house and push obesity and in society and say that they're helping my health. And if I disagree, I'm a conspiracy theorist. Like, they are hurting so many people. I don't care how big you are, but when my side of the story gets completely covered up and your side of the story is on mainstream magazines acting like it's so great while childhood is going up as a direct correlation to your lockdown, why do you think childhood obesity? It's been rising because our food is garbage in America. Where's the FDA? Our food is garbage. Where's the CDC? Chronic illnesses have been going up in the last 30 years. Where are you? They don't give a shit, guys. They must be the greatest. How come they can't control two of the most important things in this country? What's going on with childhood obesity? Why is it on the rise? Because our food sucks. Our culture sucks. So you're making kids fatter, and that's going to lead to a life of unhealthiness. And the fact that I can't even say that or something, like, I live in a freaking prison country. I don't even know if I could fly out of this country, because if you don't get 3 Pfizer injections, it's like you're a criminal in the world now. This world sucks now, okay? This world is of Satan. And God bless this world, because we need a little bit of God's blessings with all these psychopaths running around. I'm not complaining. I just, I want to use my spirit, my soul, my energy to let you know, you got to stop hurting people. Okay. You got to stop hurting children, adults. You don't have to agree with me, but shutting down conversation, deleting videos, locking people in their house and saying you can't disagree, you're a slave master. Okay. That's what you are. If you allow discussion about it, I'm not going to call you a slave master, but if no one's allowed to discuss their new status as a serf, you guys go around at the Super Bowl, smiling out, and all the employees look like they're little peasants. Like, how can I help you, Gavin Newsom? And he's like, it's like, oh yeah, this is real. This is real fair. This is real equal. Oh, but I'm not even allowed to talk about it. Give me a break, folks. God bless you. God bless your family. God bless America. God bless the world. Dream Rare podcast. It's out now. It's 100% free. It's out there for everybody to listen to. Dream Rare podcast. Please check it out. If you like podcasting, I'm going to be talking to Ryan Long on Tuesday, the hilarious comedian. And if you like my hats, etc., I appreciate it. I especially appreciate it because Facebook is always being very sneaky, and YouTube, and they don't want to have a full conversation with me. They just want to do fact checks and warnings and all this stuff. So I appreciate more than ever. Today's the last day, 5 days only. It's the last of the 5th day. I'm not just saying that. 20% off. dreamrare.com. If you do it, I appreciate it. No worries. But if you like my hat, you like my shirts, my sweatshirts, etc., this is the best time probably all year to get that. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Have a beautiful day. And I promise you that I have no quit in me. I will keep working very hard, diligently, because I really believe what I say from the bottom of my soul. And I just can't stop, won't stop. So on some Diddy stuff, I'm grateful that you're here. I'm grateful that we always persevere through censorship, etc. But I have to use my voice while I can, because I need to let some of the good people know in the system, you guys got to really think about what you're doing, because at a certain point, that window is going to close, not just for me, but for you too. And once that window closes, it's going to be a lot hard to open up. So free speech, it's not just for me. It's not just for my ethnicity or my politics. Free speech and expression is for everybody in America. And when we lose it, you lose it too. And when you really lose it, and then you really want to say something, you're not going to be very happy about it. It's not for you. It's not for your family. It's not going to help. It doesn't breed freedom and peace and, everybody holding hands. That's not what's going on here. You guys are doing the opposite. Have a beautiful day. I'll be back very, very soon. Share this video while you can, and follow me on Telegram, t.me/dreamerchat. I will post extra stuff there. Have a good one. I'll be back.